I did, however, get 2 healing items from Yukiko's castle, but they're going to end up being gone by the time I make it up to the halfway point of this dungeon. By the way, welcome to part 51 of Persona 4. I mean, we are going to start the Marukyu Striptease, but I really should have went to the Shirako store, and it's going to bite me in the butt. Eventually. Now, the Marukyu Striptease. Rise is having an identity crisis, trying to crave attention, but at the same time don't want to lose her normal self. She's practically thinking of not only being a Guavere model, I can't pronounce that correctly, but I think I did, which is practically a model that's purely for fan service, and also a teen idol who dresses in skimpy clothes on one hand, and she's also juggling the fact that she's a normal high school girl who also happens to be part of a tofu shop that her grandmother runs. She don't want to lose sight of who she is, and she's also sick and tired of being objectified. Which, by the way, in a strip club, guess what you do to women? Objectify them. Because they're trying to get your money and looking as scantily clad as humanly possible. Some even go full nude, like Rise's shadow attempted to do. But whatever the case, we are in the Bastat dungeon, folks, and the first thing we run into is a creation idol. Or creation relic, sorry. They're weak to lightning, but if you happen to, for some reason, get ambushed by these things, even though I tried so hard to smack the shadow on the overworld, they will cast O1, which will inflict whoever is unlucky with an aberration, which will cut their stats in half. Now, it may not be a problem now, but it will be later on, considering Teddy is not available until after this dungeon. I mean, available as a playable character, not an actual navigator. This is the last time you'll have Teddy as a navigator. At least you'll have a better navigator by the time we finish. But I did say he was going to get better later on. I really did. I mean, it took 51 parts, or should I say, it was part 10 when I first got into the Midnight Shadow, but I think it was, yeah, 41 parts. Jesus Christ! And we are at the halfway point of the game? God damn! What is there to say, folks, except this is gonna be a long one, and I'm trying not to make it over 100 parts, but at least we are at the halfway point of the game, and much to my utter dismay, following this, I'm going to be very agitated because of the dungeon following afterwards. So the next one is Soul Dancers. The only thing you have to worry about is being spammed with Agilao. If you have a persona that is weak to fire on hand with the main character, just switch out before fighting these guys. And as for Chie, don't bring her in this. You might not want to bring her in this entire dungeon at all. The only time she will actually she probably won't be good for this dungeon due to the fact that the actual true boss is immune to ice. So there's not much to say. And of course, the reason why Yosuke's not doing anything is because Yosuke's at a very low level. But the Soul Dancers, they will, like I said, spam Agilao, and sometimes they will actually raise their attack, and they're critical. But whatever the case, I took them down before they became a problem. I also need to, in the second part, put the type of persona that's going to show up here, because, excuse me one second. As I was saying, as I was rudely interrupted, although I was waiting for a call from my doctor, actually this was a scam call, so I'm turning down my phone until I see my doctor's phone number. Anyway, as I was saying, I need to take down the type of persona, or at least give you a list of the persona that will show up in this dungeon, because there are some important persona that you could probably fuse into, and it's around this time, hopefully before July 15th, that you could try to attempt to fuse a coin with Victory Cry. Now, unlike Persona 4 Golden, which it'll be easier to do because all you need to do is just find the skill and it'll be added on there, this game, oh no, not so much. Random number generator that you're going to end up not only getting the skill inherited, but also finding the Victory Cry. Now then, before we continue on with that, we have Miss Jean. Miss Jean will raise its attack and lower your defense. It is weak to lightning, so might as well put it to good use. Oh, and now that I stop and think about it, Kanji I haven't actually talked about. I've only said that he was our tank, but there is one thing that is mentioned that needs to be mentioned. Kanji has a move that will, a critical hit that'll actually take down the enemy already at level 1 in the social link. So he doesn't really have an extra attack, or wouldn't get a stronger extra attack until later on. But sometimes he will actually use his buckler, well, throw his buckler at the opponent and then punch them down. And wait, does that say what I think it says? Rubbery object! Wow! Then again, I forgot where we were. A strip club. Of course it's going to be a rubbery object, aka a condom. I just caught on to that. Crude humor is funny, especially in this context. So, whatever the case, we're just going to have to try to find the exit, because that's the other thing about the Marukyu Striptease. The Marukyu Striptease is a goddamn maze, and sometimes you might not be able to find the exit without running into a couple of enemies. And I will be cutting some of the battles because there are going to be repeats. So there is that. And Yosuke is still at level 22. That will change by the time we get to the boss. On this note, we've got ourselves Death Seekers, who are also regular damage enemies. In other words, they all take regular damage from everything, including insta-kill magic like Haman and Muru. And I just got the hiccups. I am so sorry. Now, doesn't matter what you hit them, but you could use physical attacks because you're not resistant to that. Because they take normal damage from everything. The thing is, our character, save for Kanji, is actually at a weaker level. Kanji is at the appropriate level of 30. So, yeah. He's probably going to be the tank. If not the tank to actually do some damage magically, he'll be the tank to do some damage physically. Because goddamn, having him in the party higher than everyone earlier on actually does help. Because at least there'll be one strong person in the party for now. Unlike before, where we almost got curb stomped in Kanji's dungeon back when we first got in. There is no shadow here, so let's just take the treasure here. Oh, soul drop. Eventually I'll find something, but we're gonna have to explore this place because we are trying to find items because past me forgot to buy them. I'm not gonna forget before we get to the other dungeon because despite the fact that it doesn't have nearly as much bad stats as this one, it's still an annoying dungeon nonetheless. And where am I going? What am I doing? Oh, I went the wrong way. I went the absolute wrong way. God damn. Oh, and that's another thing. Despite the fact that we'll have a new navigator, we're not going to be able to, you know, have our map filled out, so there is that. And that was already a enemy, so let's check what's in here. That's the exit. So the other side, I'm pretty sure, is an item. Might as well snag that before we leave. I mean, it's only fair. I know, it looks like I'm wandering around in circles, but, like I said, this place is oh. Oh, right. Enemy. Let's attack. And it was already an item, an enemy we've already defeated, and we got an item we already had. We could just skip this, really. I don't need any more peach seeds. Get away from me! Thank you. So on that note, let's get out of here and go to floor 2. And now, floor 2! Teddy is getting a little drunk from all the... Wait, how is he getting drunk from all the pink? He hasn't even drunk anything! Oh, Lord. That's right, I forgot. They don't need to drink alcohol to be mentally drunk. Oh my goodness, I just realized that. Because there's a certain part here that actually comes into play. We'll worry about that later. But for right now... we just got finished murdering an enemy that, by the way, does not, that was already an enemy we defeated, so we're good to go. Let's see. There are so many split paths here. You never know which one to take, and sometimes you'll run into a dead end. Other times, you'll end up reaching your destination. Other times, you'll end up running into a treasure chest. Or you'll run into a monster that happens to be in front of the exit. Let's see, what's in here? Okay, we won't be needing that. Well, we will actually, because that'll make sure that I won't spend up too much magic. Because there are enemies that... I think there are enemies that are weak to light here, I'm not sure. And then there's those enemies with the normal resistance. So therefore, using light attacks... yeah, it is a dead end. We might as well just go up. As I was saying, using light attacks, or at least using light objects that could actually either catch one or all enemies, will save you on a lot of money. No, on a lot of SP, sorry. Teddy is actually finding out where Rise is. And my god, Rise, let's be honest with you. The girl's mischievous, naughty, and very, very lewd. But when we actually get to meet her, well, she's down to earth. But still, let's just meet up with Rise's shadow now. As awkward as it is.
It's Rise!
But something's not right. It must be her other self.
Hello, all you fans out there! Thanks for coming today! Today, you're gonna see every last inch of me. What's that? You don't believe me? Okay. Then why don't we... Oh, but you won't be able to see with all this smoke, huh? Okie dokie, just follow me a little further in and I'll prove that I'm every bit as good as my word.
Were we like that? That's going kind of far.
Oh, sheesh, the roar of the crowd is insane this time. It's making me feel sick.
If people really are watching this, we gotta do something, and fast!
All right, Reseteers, don't touch that dial. when we come back, you'll get a good long look at the real me. Marukyu!
We better move it! This is 1,000 times worse than just hearing a few nasty secrets.
The shadows are really getting aggravated. What we just saw is what that Rise girl is suppressing. She'll be in trouble at this rate.
So, guess I'm on the rescue team now. All right, let's hurry up and go.
Oh man. Remember folks, the people at home are watching this. So the higher we get up to floor 11, the looter Shadow Rise becomes. Ah, damn it, I stuttered. Anyway, I will say this though. The creatures here are between level 28 and 35. Like this one, for instance. The Enslaved Beast, which is weak to fire. The Enslaved Beast also uses attacks that actually will do multiple hits. And for the record, Swift Strike actually has a tendency to cause dizziness. So bear that in mind. On that note, I'm going to unleash the fire. And something tells me I'm going to have to use Stronger Persona after this dungeon. Oh yes, I'm going to have to use Stronger Persona because the next dungeon is going to be a pain in the ass. And I want to get through that as quickly as humanly possible. Anyway, let's go on ahead and use an all-out attack and do some serious damage. Oh, by the way, off screen they did hurt Yukiko a lot. And Yosuke too. For the record, they are not resistant to physicals, so by all means use them if necessary with Kanji, because Kanji is a wrecking machine when it comes down to physicals. And what do you know, Legion is there, but I have all of these personas, so that's why I'm not actually getting them. I have actually fused a good number of them. I'll eventually have to actually make a fusion part later. And that part is going to be somewhere along the lines when we get deep within July. Because we're still in June in the actual playthrough. But I'm not talking about July in real life. We're still in July. And we're like in the halfway point of July. But we are going... I'm talking about the July that's in the game. So there's that. So let's get out of here. We're going to get caught. Ah, Christ. Let's check what's in here. And that is an Armada Bustier. Oh, I could give that to Yukiko. Yeah, she needs that. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Yukiko also gets a brand new fan here too. So bear that in mind. And that actually ups magic. Okay, that works. Yukiko will be a lot more effective. Let's move out the way of this thing. We don't need to fight it yet. We just need to go to floor 3 and get it over with. I mean, floor 4, actually. Because we're almost there. This is the only room that actually goes down. And there's 4 different spots. I think this leads to... this leads to an actual, treasure chest. So we'll worry about that later. Let's move out the way. Pretty sure this also leads to a treasure chest. Yes, it does. I'll get that other treasure chest at the beginning of the next part. Ooh, supersonic. I think I'm gonna need that. Definitely gonna need it. Now then, let's get out the way of this, oh god. That was already an enemy that I've defeated. So, with that said, let's just keep going because Kanji did take some serious hits, and we're gonna call it a part because we are going to the striptease number 4, the 4th floor. So on that note, we hear Rise being very seductive, and also complaining about doing diet. Oh, she's actually reciting what she said on that one commercial. Well, with that said, I'm going to end this part here. Next time we're going to continue on through 4th floor to floor number 8, which, by the way, houses the mid-boss. Floor 7 houses the mid-boss. Floor 8's the floor after. This is RPMan95. I'll see you guys next time in Persona 4 as we continue Marukyu Striptease. It's gonna get looter from here.